The Kahnawake Environment Protection Department hosted a composting workshop at the Kahnawake Services complex to explain just how easy and beneficial composting can be. We caught up with Holly McComber.
Okay, so today we had our workshop on composting and vermicomposting. It's just to inform people on the options in the community, and we're trying to promote waste management and one way to take care of our waste instead of having it as an end waste that goes to the landfill. It's a reusable resource, really.
My name is Nikki Schiebel. I'm the coordinator of the Eco-Quartier NDG in Notre-Dame-de-Grâce in Montreal. So we teach people about the environment. So I was lucky enough to get an invitation from Holly to come and give a composting workshop today. So we're going to talk about two kinds of composting today. The first is outdoor composting. Unfortunately, I couldn't bring my composter itself because basically it's just a glorified box, but I brought a picture just to show you what a composter traditionally looks like. So there's a couple of different models. Basically, they range from plastic to wood, and it's really glorified outdoor box. One of the reasons why we talk about composting to begin with, when we talk about it, a lot of times we talk about it like it's this complicated thing. It's really not very complicated. But now we've started talking about it because we realize that we have just too much garbage. We're sending too much to landfill. So by composting, we can reduce how much goes to landfill. Based on what you eat, your diet will probably mean that you can compost about 40 to 75% of what you eat based on if you eat a lot of fruits and vegetables. So the expression I always love, that of course is a First Nations expression, we do not inherit the earth from our ancestors, we borrow it from our children. That's always what I think about when I'm composting, because I don't want to pollute the earth more than it already is. I want to reduce my garbage as much as possible. So here on my counter, I've kept a few things just to give you an example, and it's so fast to collect them. We can see here that we have things on the table, wonderful compostable snacks were provided. An important thing not to compost, however, is weeds and other diseased plants. It's obviously a plant. It seems like it's a good idea to throw it back in. The problem is, if you compost this, it's that expression, garbage in, garbage out. All these little wonderful seeds here that you have are going to produce more dandelions. So when you go to use your compost next year, it'll be full of dandelion seeds, and unfortunately your lawn or your flower bed or wherever else will be full of it. So what I like about these is that you can use it while you're cooking. So as you're peeling your fruits and vegetables to get them ready for the meal, you just throw it in. And then once you're ready, you go outside, you dump it out. With outdoor composting, as opposed to worms, you need to have a combination of food and leaves. So very easy, you just collect your leaves all through the year. It's the simplest of recipes. It's like making a lasagna. So as soon as you throw in your food, you right away throw in a batch of leaves. And then you just keep making a kind of lasagna model like that. So I have to admit, I do both kinds of composting, but I really love vermicomposting. This is the way that I started, and I just find it is so fast and instant gratification and wonderful. People always ask me, does it stink? Is it horrible? This is the strongest your compost will ever smell. This is actually my compost in not being well taken care of, let's say, because I've been ignoring it a bit for the summer. But you can see that it's not a horrible smell. So inside here, we have our friends, the stars, the red wigglers. So these are the same guys that are used for fishing. So if you're a fisher, you know them well. We love them because they are little pigs. They eat half their body weight a day. So if you put a quarter pound of food to start with, which is actually not that much, in a yogurt container, it might be about this much, a quarter pound of food. So it's fun when your population keeps going, because then you can add more worms. You can add more food once you have more worms. The other reason why I personally like vermicomposting is because vermicomposting is quite instant gratification. It is 6 weeks to 8 weeks and you have your compost already formed. Whereas outdoor composting, 10 months to 18 months. So very, very, very different process.
This is our second workshop. We had a workshop in June, and we're going to have another workshop on September 30th, which is another Monday. And this time it'll be at the Environment Office. More people need to get involved in waste management, so we're trying to do a little more communications on waste management. We do have a waste management plan, and it includes composting for the future, and it's an endeavor we're hoping to bring to the community.